2 months ago, my job announced that they are temporarily stopping contributions to our pensions. And I don't know about you, but I'm not trying to work for the rest of my life. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing how this 41-year-old is starting over financially, but not from scratch. Let's get right into it. Hey y'all, welcome or welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, my name is Nikki. If you are returning, welcome back. Now, you heard me correctly. My job is stopping contributions to our pensions, been on the news and everything like that, but they are temporarily stopping contributions into our pensions, and our pensions actually pays us once we actually retire. Now, we are still able to, contribute to the pensions. They are just not contributing into the pension. But I was just sitting back and I was thinking, because I'm like, girl, I am not trying to work for the rest of my life. When it's time for me to be able to retire, as soon as they say, hey, you can retire, I want to be out of there. I want to do other things. I just sat back and I just thought about, I'm like, you know what? I gotta do something else. And just last year, when I was doing my 75 hard personal finance challenge, I'm gonna link that video, after this one. But I did that video not knowing that this was gonna, come to the forefront. And I'm so happy that I got a head start on it, because I know what investing is, but I was only doing it through my job. I was contributing to my pension, and I was contributing to my thrift savings plan, which is basically similar to like a 401k for, other people that got 401ks. Now, I was investing 3% of my paycheck, because let's be honest, your girl had debt, and I was trying to get out of debt doing my, 75 hard and trying to, get in control of my finances, because I was spending more than, I wanted to, or my budget was saying, and I just wanted to get in control of that. But I was doing 3% of my paycheck, and I wanted to raise that to 5%. I did eventually raise it to 5%, and now that they are not contributing to the pension, it means that I have to do more. If I actually want to retire and have money when I retire, I have to do more. And I'm so happy that I have gotten myself on a budget. I'm so happy that I live below my means, and I have been living, I can live off like my basic number. Like, I have my low number that, okay, if I get down to this amount, I am good. But anything lower than that, then I might need to pick up some extra income. But I have pretty much trained myself to live off, the lowest amount that I actually make. That's where I actually budget my paychecks to be, if you've seen my, paycheck routine type of budget. And that's exactly what I did. Basically, I raised my TSP, even though I remember very clearly, I had asked in one of my videos, should I go ahead and raise my TSP to 8%? Because my goal is to get it to 10%. I'm just going to be completely honest. My goal is to get it to where I'm depositing 10% of my income into my thrift savings plan, and it's being invested inside of there, because that's what a TSP actually do. I can go in and I can choose where I actually want that money to actually go. But you all suggested that I use my content creator money and keep my percentage at 5%, and then just do my content money. But I still did both. I'm going to be completely honest, because again, I know how to live off the lowest amount that I've ever made or whatever. So anytime that I'm getting some extra money, anytime something else is paid off, I just put that money somewhere else. And that's exactly what I've been doing. So now, when I have checked my savings, when I have checked my investing, that your girl is almost at $100,000 saved and invested. Now, I know that that's not going to be nearly enough money to go ahead and retire on, but to just see if I would have done this when I was 25 years old, when I was 20-year-old, or maybe when I first started working and I could have put $20 aside, I would have had way more money than I actually have right now. But I want you to know that 41 is not too late. 41 is not too late. I'm still working on my $1 million plan to, for me to actually have before I actually retire. And I'm trying to do this even before the retirement age. So I'm just going to go ahead and put that out there right now as a goal, because I believe in speak it, and, it will come into existence. So I don't feel like 41 is actually too late. Here are some things that I am actually doing so that, I can have $1 million before it's time for me to actually retire, so that you can do the same exact thing too. So the first thing that I'm actually doing is I have already moved my emergency fund from my regular savings account to a high yield savings account. Now, my goal for this high yield savings account is to have at least 1 year worth of bills and expenses inside of this high yield savings account. For some people, that may be too much money, but for me, because I've been broke before, because I know emergencies happen, because I am, I know how it feels to be down to nothing. I still want to have some type of money remaining, even though something may, come up, because it's not about if something is going to come up. It's about when it's going to come up. And I don't want to be flat out broke. So I mean, I would start off with 3 months and then work my way up to 6 months and stuff like that. But again, my goal in my high yield savings account is to have at least 1 year worth of bills and expenses inside of that account. The next thing that I'm actually doing is what I'm doing now is the investing, and I'm doing investing 3 different ways. The first way is through my job, because they still are allowing me to do my TSP. So we're not even talking about the pension and the retirement and stuff like that. Even if they're not contributing to that, we're still going to be doing other things, along with me. I'm still going to pay into it, even though I could have canceled that, but I'm still going to pay into my pensions, because I know I'm almost getting to that point where it's going to be time for me to retire in maybe 15, 20, 25 more years or so or whatever. But the next thing that I did was I definitely raised my TSP. Now, every single time that I get a raise from my job, because we get about 4 different raises per year, we get 2 cost of living adjustment if the cost of living, raise or whatever. If it don't go up, then of course we don't get no raise, but majority of the time it's been going up, so we've been getting a little raise or whatever. I also get a step increase with every 46 weeks or every 42 weeks, something like that, which I literally just got a raise or whatever. And then we get contractual raises. So the union fights for us to get a raise, and the contract I think lasts every 3 years. So based on that 3-year mark, the first year we might get 1% or 1.5% or whatever like that. The next year we might get 1.5, so forth and so on. So we get those contractual raises as well, which comes in handy. And I just still try to live, at that same amount that I've already been living at. I don't go out and try to buy anything new. Don't get no new car. I still got paid off cars and stuff like that. And anytime that I see an increase in my income, I just raise up that thrift savings plan, a percentage or 2. So this time around, I went from 5% to 8%. And since I did just get a raise, once I'm done paying off my son's tutoring, and that 300, I think I paid 329 or 359, somewhere around there, that's gonna free up because it ends in July. I'm gonna then go ahead and raise my thrift savings to 10% instead of the 8%. The next thing that I am actually doing is I am maxing out my Roth IRA. Now, I literally just started this. I am super duper late when it comes to this, but better late than never. You can do this too. I use Fidelity with my Roth IRA. And last year was the first year that I actually maxed it out. I think I maxed it out at $7,000. I think that was the limit, because with the Roth IRA, there's a limit for it. And this is tax-free money that you are actually putting inside of a Roth IRA to, gain, I don't know, compound interest. I haven't learned a whole lot about compound interest, but it actually, from what I've been seeing, it actually has been making me a few dollars. But I know the Roth IRA is not something that you just look at, 1 month, 2 month, 3 month type of thing. These are things that you gotta set it and forget it type of thing. Check back on it 6 months, check back on it 1 year, 5 years, 10 years later. But I really wish that was something that I actually did it way ahead of time. But again, better late than never. I did max out the Roth IRA for 2025, and I'm going to continue on maxing it out going forward. And that's going to help me out too when I actually retire, because that's going to be all income that I have put inside of this account tax free. So there's no taxes that has to be taken out of it when I actually pull it out, and that money is actually earning me money. The next thing that I'm actually doing is doing investing. I'm doing a little bit of investing. Your girl don't know what she's doing yet, but I'm doing a little bit of investing. So anything that I use, anything that I promote, anything that you hear me talk about, I got stocks and shares in. I also have been doing a little bit of research, and I try to just do, the most common things that everybody else, talks about or whatever. So the top 500 US, stocks in the US, I'm actually invested into those. The top, I think 100 or 500 tech companies, I'm invested in those as well. When you hear me talking about me, always shopping at Walmart, I have shares of stocks inside of that. I shop at Amazon, so I have shares there. I use this platform YouTube, and YouTube is owned by Google. Hey, I have stocks in that. And that's exactly what I mean when I say the things that you hear me talking about, the things that you hear me say that I'm on Facebook. I have stocks in Meta. I'm on YouTube. I have stocks in Google. I share Amazon products, or I share Walmart finds. I have stocks in those stuff. So I feel like I'm part owner of those companies because I actually have stocks in those companies, and that's how I'm gonna do my portfolio. Anything that I use, anything that I pretty much talk about, I promote. I am on my Apple phone. Yes, I have stocks in that. You know what I'm saying? So that's gonna be another way that I am, contributing towards my retirement, is by investing. And again, I use Fidelity for that as well. And what I love about Fidelity, there's no set amount that you got to start off with. You can start off with whatever you want to start off with. I started off small. If you go back again and watch those 75 hard videos, you would see that your girl was doing maybe like $50 to my Roth IRA, $50 to my Roth investment account, and then maybe like $100 to my high yield savings account, or something like that. It wasn't a whole lot of money that I was starting off with. But now that I know that my job just 2 months ago just told me, like, girl, we're not contributing to this retirement, and I don't know if they're gonna start back contributing next year. So instead of me waiting around to see if they're gonna contribute, what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna try to rack up what I can with the extra money that I'm getting paid from social media, the extra money that I'm getting paid from my content and stuff like that. I am putting that money towards investing in my Roth IRA and my high yield savings account and things like that, because again, I am getting to the point where I know that I'm getting older. I'm 41 years old. I still got a long way before retirement. But again, who wants to work? Who want to work for the rest of their life, and or either got to come out of retirement and go back to work because they don't ran out of money? I don't want to be like that. I do not want to be like that at all. So those are the things that I'm actually doing to help me prevent from having to go back to work and being able to retire when it's time for me to retire. I'm investing into my thrift savings plan at my job. I'm still paying into my pension. I'm doing a Roth IRA and I'm maxing it out every single year. I'm going to try to max it out every single year. I'm putting money in a investment account or a brokerage account where I'm investing, and my goal is right now I'm doing $1,000 in investing. I'm doing $500 a month in my Roth IRA. I'm doing $500 in my high yield savings account. Now I do want to rack up that investing in that brokerage account. I want to get that to at least $2,500. So the more money I make on social media and the more money I can bring in and the expenses that I can cut and stuff like that, I can put more money towards my investing. And that's what I'm looking to do. That's how I'm pretty much going to build my $1 million my $1 million portfolio and have $1 million saved and invested. That's my plan. I hope it actually works out for me. Check back on me in 20 years. Check back on me in 20 years and see if I actually accomplished that goal. But that is how I am starting over, with my finances, but not really from scratch because I've already had these things going on. So if you are interested in Fidelity, I'm going to tag them down below. And if you are interested in Ally, because Ally, if you got your money sitting in the savings account, like, what are you doing in the regular savings? What are you doing? That money I've already earned over $100 just by switching my money from a regular savings account to a high yield savings account with Ally. So I use Ally Bank. If you are interested in that, I'm going to tag it down below as well. And that's it for this video. I will see you in the next one. Bye.